Welcome to Deliciously Motivated Mindset, hosted by Deborah and Moira. This podcast is designed to help listeners unlock their full potential, both personally and professionally, so they can thrive, not just survive. Deborah and Moira explore how natural tendencies don't always serve individuals and provide insights on how to harness existing strengths. Their goal is to equip listeners with the habits, mindset shifts, and strategies needed for lasting, meaningful change. Finding purpose and fulfillment can be challenging, but this podcast offers expert conversations, practical advice, and valuable tools to help align with a true sense of purpose and create a more fulfilling life. So grab a notebook, open your notes app, and get ready to take in some game-changing insights. Let's dive in.
Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome, dear Deb.
Hi.
Hello, my dear. Here we are with another one of our Deliciously Motivated Mindset podcast conversations. Oh, I'm really looking forward to this conversation today. This is following on. Last week we did part one, and now I said, I actually let the cat out the bag. Oops. So today we're talking more about procrastination, but today we're talking about learning to release the procrastinator impulse. I'm just really looking forward to this conversation because I think that that's something that it's an important skill to cultivate and strengthen within ourselves. But before we start to get into our tips and ideas and conversation about this, let's just land into our heart space. Let's bring ourselves into some heart coherence. And I've already got my hands over my heart. I always do start them
Ooh la
this
la.
way.
I just talked to someone yesterday and I said, do a hand on heart. And they were like, what? And I was like, oh my God, that's the most beautiful place. You could just put your hand on your heart. And they were like, I'll do it. And I was like, you don't have to say you're going to do it because you already do it. But anyway, it was just such even this just made me feel amazing. Don't mean to dismiss your hand on heart, but I love the hand on heart. So amazing. Yeah.
It really, one of the reasons for it is because it brings, the heart is actually described as being the seat of your soul. So it's like you have a tactile, tangible reminder or anchor to say, come home, come home. And this is your loving heart space. So we're going to pretend, set the intention that we're going to breathe in and out of our heart space. So take a nice deep breath and feel your chest rise. Feel your belly inflate. And now feel your belly deflate and your chest fall. And again, breathing in and breathing out. Now, I encourage you to find your natural rhythm, but see if you can hold this intention of breathing in and out of your heart space and make your breath deeper and maybe a wee bit slower to just really anchor into this present space, present time. You know, one of the reasons that it's so important to cultivate a heart coherence practice or a coming into the seat of your soul or just taking some breaths in this fashion is that everything that we wish to fix or resolve or solve in the external experience, it always starts internally. And so this is your invitation to just come in, come home to yourself. Take a few deep breaths. One more like that. And now we're going to get into our conversation about releasing the procrastinator impulse. So that actually is tip number one, is come into heart coherence whenever you're looking at what it is that you need to do or you want to do or what's on your agenda or your to-do list. Wouldn't you say that that's the best way to kick us off?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I didn't, and I'm not sure I said that, we encourage you to grab a note-taking device. Start taking some.
That is definitely tip number one. And to do an example just literally grounds you back to your heart.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Which is such a beautiful, motivating space. Like if you're putting something off, like saying, okay, I'll get to it later, which is what procrastination is doing.
Yeah.
The heart might actually say, no, now,
Yeah.
do
Well,
it
I
now.
was gonna I was gonna talk about literally because the word impulse, release the procrastination. Oh, I've got to do this, or I don't have to do that. It's that urgency,
Mm,
that awareness of that urgency. So, you know, when's it going to do? When's it going to do? But after what you were just doing, then I was typing into my notes. There's a time frame, and there's a couple of things from this. Is when I think about time frame, there's realistic time frame and then your time frame. But we also have this thing that we keep waiting for the perfect time to start.
mm. Doesn't arrive.
Yeah. I'll just do it tomorrow. Oh, this has happened tomorrow. I'll just do it the day after. Da, 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 da. And if it's those things that you go, oh, I've got to study, I'll do it tonight. And then something happens and you can't do it tonight because it's taking longer than it is, or something else comes into play. So be aware of that time frame that you're putting on it. But if you can just commit to 5 minutes, and I'm going to really stretch this out, 5 minutes for any task, if you can just do 5 minutes, I'll just give it 5 minutes. You can go more than 5 minutes, but you're actually just starting. The
Mm.
key is actually to start, because look, the truth is you're not going to start for 5 minutes, you're going to do it. But just say, I'm going to do 5 minutes, commit to just 5 minutes, and your brain will just keep going.
Mm.
But the hardest part for procrastination, I'm finding, is just starting.
Just starting.
Just starting. So if you can use the 5 minute ruling of just start, just go, look, I'll just give this 5 minutes and then I can, crack on and have an understanding. And even if you do just give it 5 minutes and you can go, okay, well, it's going to take another 5 minutes. When can I fit the next 5 minutes in?
Mm.
Or when that. So you're just going to commit to that 5 minute rule, basically, because
I
it gets you moving.
I really like that because that was the tip that I wanted to discuss. It's kind of like that, but kind of not.
Perfect. Yeah,
So
there's two parts to that, really. There's
yeah,
the time frame. Yeah.
So what I wanted to bring into this, and I'm going to do this as a separate one, is that if you find that, let's say you have a goal of writing a book,
Mm-hmm.
and you procrastinate and put it off because writing a book, let's face it, that's huge.
Where do I start? What do I do?
Exactly.
Yes.
So if that, so I mean that's a pretty big one. Even writing a chapter. Let's just bring it down to even just writing a chapter. That's
Is that the
still pretty
elephant
big.
bite size? Is that elephant bite-sized chunks? Yeah. Okay.
Kind of like that, but
Yep.
but to me, and this is what I'm saying, is that this is a getting to know yourself, and this is what I've started to practice, is that if I'm putting something off because I say, oh gosh, that's such a huge task, I don't have that big of a chunk of
Yeah.
time available. That then is a signal to me that says I need to break it down into even smaller chunks. So similar to what you're saying about the 5 minute, but maybe being a wee bit more methodical. So back to the idea of the writing a chapter, well, maybe I could write an outline of the chapter, or I could
Yep.
write some bullet points of what I want to have covered in that chapter. And that could be the first task. So now I'm not procrastinating, I'm actually attending to that. And then I'm finding the other window of time to get to the next step. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, and it is that because sometimes a task can look so overwhelming, so
So
heavy, so big,
daunting.
and it
Yeah,
is, yeah,
yeah.
daunting. And writing a book does. I had a physical reaction in my whole body when you said
You
write a book.
did. I saw that.
Like, but when you said write a chapter, I'm like, oh, that's achievable.
But even that, I think that for me, because I've just finished writing a whole outline, but it's taken probably 8 months to get
Mm.
where I am with that project.
But whether it takes 8 months or not, that wasn't procrastinating for you. That
No, it
was
wasn't.
because
But
you
it
had
was
so much
breaking it
content.
down into
Yeah.
proper doable steps.
Yeah.
right?
I think that eating an elephant analogy is
It is, yeah.
perfect for that. Just to jump in on that. Which when I think about this, the eating an elephant and what you've said, I was thinking, do you celebrate not just completion, celebrate action, not just completion would be the thing. And most people procrastinate,
Oh, you're great
procrastinate,
at making up words. So this is a new one now, is it?
procrastinate. Yeah, that's a bit of a Superman in there. Most people
Yeah.
procrastinate when they measure their success at the end,
Yeah.
and I think that to me has been one that I've watched the
So
last.
wait a minute, what do you mean? That they wait until the end to celebrate, or they
Yeah,
put it off?
yeah. No, so they go, oh, I can't,
Oh, I see.
I'm not rewarding myself I'm not going, yay, well done, you've got one chapter. Oh no,
Right.
I have to wait
No.
till that book's published, or I have to
Mm,
get it to the printer, then I can celebrate. Now, I'm
right.
not talking about celebrate, go out and well, I'm doing saying whatever you want, but just go, wow, acknowledge each step would be the thing. Yeah, acknowledge each step and reward that progress, but knowing what that progress looks like. Actually, you know what? Today, if I can even just get the titles of these chapters, if I
Mhm.
can get the titles down, that's great. That's clarity. Then I can work on each one instead of going, I'm not going to celebrate. I'm not going to pat myself on the back until I've got that book done. So you're celebrating your action, not just the end result.
I love that. I love that because what I just wrote down is really in this, we need to remember that we're human beings. We're
Oh,
not
and we've got a
human
human life.
doings,
Yeah.
right? So, but beings mean that maybe in order to get that chapter outline, maybe I need to just sit and breathe and do some heart coherence or do some
Well, if you,
meditating or do
I know,
some
and
daydreaming and
yeah,
just be.
time frames a real big one for procrastination. It's a real big one. But give yourself that. Well, yeah. Well, I was going to say. Well, the next one is pause. Get a pause in there. But yeah, give yourself some glitter time. Pause.
Yeah,
Make sure you have little breaks. Do glitter size pieces of pausing, because the project is so overwhelming. So break them into micro actions instead of writing that book. We talked about that.
mm,
Let's look at what chapters need to be done. What does that look like? Let's do a little bit of a structure around those chapters. What are the three things I want to get across in that chapter, etc., etc. But every small win is part of that momentum.
absolutely. But what that made me think of was that it's really important to do your PEMS check-in,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Okay,
So,
that's that
so
part. Yeah.
to do your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual check-in, because you may say, okay, today's the day. I'm going to knock out 6 paragraphs or 6 chapters or whatever that is.
Yeah.
But maybe you haven't slept very well. Maybe you've got um, something physically wonky, or maybe you're just feeling a bit sad, or maybe
Mm,
you've got other things to do going on in your mind.
yeah.
That it's so important not to force, but to actually allow yourself to acknowledge, I said I was going to do this, but I don't have the bandwidth. I don't
Mm,
have the energy. I don't have the capacity. So it's not procrastination if you sit in and say, I'm going to reset. I'm going to put it off till tomorrow and schedule in the time.
mm,
Because the procrastinator impulse, it's not saying I'm not going to do it. It's just saying not now. You know how
yeah.
we've said before that we all have the ability to say no. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. It just means it doesn't vibe, it doesn't energetically, it doesn't connect the dots today, right?
Yeah.
So that to me, that is much more informed by just taking a wee moment at the top. I like to do that at the top of my day, but then throughout the day too. That's why I end up saying, what is your bandwidth? Do you
Yeah.
have the attention span, the resilience? Because I don't know about you, but I've gone through phases in my life where I've been really, really mean to myself and said, no, you said you were going to do it, so you bloody well better do it. And you just,
Yeah.
it takes 2 or 3 times the amount of time because I'm depleted.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're constantly uplifting yourself.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Propping yourself up.
Yeah.
Whereas if you say, yes, I said I was going to, but I've checked in and I can't, I don't have the resources, so I'm putting it
Yeah,
off
it's
till
okay to
tomorrow.
change your mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
that, yeah,
that's a good one.
it's yeah, okay to change your mind. Yeah, yeah, it's,
It's always okay to change your mind because you are
I
the
know.
boss of you after
I
all.
know. But there's so many people who go, oh, I couldn't do that. Oh, I can't do that. You know, and my first thing back is, who do you perceive you're gonna upset?
I know. I
That's,
know.
oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. You know, and then I guess that brings me into my next one, is your language is replacing your should with choose.
Yes.
And I don't know if we mentioned that at the last one, but the shoulds are the soul destroyers.
Mm-hmm.
Put it that way. The shoulds, because you can hear, say, oh, I should do this, should do this, and essentially, oh, I should get this done. You instantly, your whole body is drained.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was just about to put my hand up, like, I know that one, I had that this week. I should be doing this. You know, put your hand up, people, if this actually happens to you, because I should do this, and then suddenly, oh, the whole thought of it. You're literally just so brained.
Wipe
So
yourself out.
yeah, so the language really matters, and when you choose to do things, or love to, when you choose to do things, it comes from an ownership and an energy and a level of love that
Because
you
it
actually
lights you up.
love. Yeah,
There's
it
a
does.
lift. Yeah.
Your vitality lifts from do that when, oh, I'm choosing to do this today. You
Yeah.
can't say I'm choosing to do this if it's a shitey job, and you can't swing your mind the rest of it. Your body just responds. So when you say I choose to do this, your body will respond more
Yeah.
than trying to convince your head, oh, I need to do this, I ought to do this, I should do this. From that, which I then go, I know what Moira's going to say after this one is it's the 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just jump into that one before Moira. But it's the 3 questions. Is this good for me? Is this good for others? And the third one, as I lean in, do I want to
I
do it?
want to. Do I want to?
Do I want to? Do I want to do it? Like, do I want to? Because if I don't, but all 3 have to be a heck yes.
Yep.
You know, so be aware of your language, and then that moves into the, is this good for me? Is this good for others? And if you hesitate, is this good for me? Yeah. Is this good for others? Mm,
That's no.
you're not even getting to the third
Yeah,
question,
you don't
people.
need to even ask if you
Done.
want to now.
Yeah. Is it good for others? Yeah, absolutely. Why are we even asking this question? Do I want to do it? Oh, too late.
Yep.
Too late. Too late. It's a no. And
Moving
but
on.
I'm still thinking, yep. And how long have you been thinking about that for? Like,
Release
so
the procrastinator impulse. That in itself would
yeah.
help you release because it's like, okay, moving on. Next. Right?
Yeah, but then that internal dialogue's going to jump back in. Oh, hang on, that's too easy. You can't just ask these 3 questions and dump it. No, that's just rot. No, that's not how society happens.
Try,
I'm going to,
try it. Try it and let us know. Because it's
yeah, that's
actually
it.
the magic of it is that's the truth.
That's the truth. I can hear people going, no, no.
Something I wanted to kind of just go back to when you were saying about the changing should to choose or love or
Yeah.
get to. I actually
I
often
get to do this
I get to
I
do
get,
this.
I get this opportunity to do this over anyone else.
Yeah.
How freaking cool is that?
But what
Anyway,
I like to say to my clients and students is if that dialogue's going on, because it does for all of us, and this is what I do to myself. If, oh, I should do this, says who? That's my immediate reaction. It says who? Who says I should do this?
Yeah.
And that actually can be a really beautiful way of unpacking of, oh gosh, I don't even believe that I want to, or why should I have to do this?
Yeah.
Right? Because sometimes it can be an inherited mindset or a belief that you've just kind of gone along saying, yep, because my parents always told me I had to do this and I should do this because good girls do things this way.
Yeah.
Right?
Those things. But where's and that just unlocks who you're living in an inferiority to.
Mm,
It unravels another level that's when you reach out to Moira or Debs.
yes. Yes.
Because that unlocks another part of oh, I do this all because my mum, but my mum doesn't even know what I do in my business. Oh, I shouldn't do this because it's going to upset my mum, but mum doesn't know what I do. Like any of those little things when you're sitting
Yeah.
there, it's like, who am I going to upset? Mum. I said, does mum know about my business? No. Okay, so how do you think she's going to be upset with this? It's just opening your eyes to I guess it goes back to leaning in. Again, you're leaning in.
Mhm.
Lean in and then I'm gonna say from those that should says who, it's actually just a slap. It's like says who.
Yeah.
It's like and you can't
And
BS
it
yourself
makes
on
me
that.
giggle when I do it to myself, by the way.
Oh, do you?
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to talk into the next one is celebrate, giggle.
Yeah.
Whatever you've got, any little wobble, whatever that looks like, or anything like that, celebrate it. Celebrate that you get this opportunity to deal with this particular thing,
Mhm.
and be thankful, gratitude, and celebrate. Be thankful that you've got something to work on.
Mhm.
Be thankful that you've got something that's alerted you to something that's been around for probably some time. Because when you do dig into it, you can go right back and go, oh, I remember this. Mum told me this at age 9.
Right.
Okay. And I'm
Right.
now 70. Okay, well, this makes sense. Like, no wonder I
Right.
didn't do this. So, like,
Story's done. The
yeah,
story's
exactly. It's
done.
like, well, there it is. Well, there it is. Hashtag, of course, state the obvious. I think just being aware of that. But I do love that says who. That just lands you. But celebrate and be thankful for what you have.
Mm. Um, what I want to bring into this conversation about releasing the procrastinator impulse is don't compare yourself to other people.
Oh.
Because sometimes procrastinator impulse comes up because we see how somebody else is doing it and well, I can't do that. I'm not I don't have that wisdom or that capacity or that tenacity or that
Yeah.
beauty or that
Yeah.
comparing yourselves to others.
I also want to say with this, don't compare to others. Um, Siblings. I mean, my sister and I are very different, and Maura, you've got a gazillion sisters, and I'm sure every one of your sisters are all different.
Very,
But
very different.
but just, if your parents play you off or any of this stuff, just know that you are different to all your siblings because you can't have all of you the same. Imagine if we had all Moiras and your family had all Moiras, or
Oh my God.
yeah. All Moiras. Someone's going, I'll have Moira as my daughter. If all my daughters were like Moira, I understand. Yeah. Well, you've got a Moira and then you've got a Deb. We're both
There you
different,
go.
but we're not. Yeah. But just when you're comparing yourself to others, also don't let others compare you. So
Yeah.
so it's not just oh, they're doing this, but someone else goes, oh, so and so's doing that. Why aren't you doing that? Or, so be that comparison can go both ways. Comparing yourself to others, but also be conscious that you're not other people are not comparing you to the old you or who they want you to be or anything. So just be aware of that comparison. There's a bigger bubble around that compare to others.
That's such a powerful one, because you think about, I'm thinking about, you know, times when I was working early on in my career,
Yeah.
and being compared to, well, it took this person X amount of time to put all the journal entries in. I'm like, so?
I know.
So?
It's well, that's when you first started business. One of the ones I giggled at is oh, you'll never make money in the first year. in business.
Right.
And sometimes it takes 3 years to make money. And I'm like, well, who's going to feed me? Where am I getting my freaking money from? Like, so I didn't attach to that story. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, well, I can't wait 3 years to make money because I have a mortgage and I have a daughter and I have
Yes.
food and I have a life. How am I going to
Yes.
do this? But so you're not attaching to other people's stories of that comparison. And some people just think um they just think they're helping you. But nah.
Yeah, so that's actually a tip on its own, is to always remember that you're the author of your story.
Mm.
And even like you're saying, other people may well have what they think is your best intention, your best interest at
Mm.
heart, to sort of say, oh, this is how it's going to be. Uh, thanks. To me, it would just say, okay, thanks, but I am the author of my experience. I get
Mm.
to create. And if things start to go a bit wobbly, I can make shifts and changes. I don't have
Change at
to.
any time. I think
Yeah, yeah,
well, it's not working, I'll just change. And I get to choose. I get to do this. I have the opportunity to change. I choose to change. In any of those things, not I should. I should change because it's not working. No, I'm choosing to change.
yeah. And but then sometimes because that's the other part too, is and I know you're like this, like I am, that I'm willing to go and try something, even if somebody says, "Well, it'll never work." It's like, okay, well, maybe it'll work for me, so I'm going to go try it. However, I may go and try something and it doesn't work for me. That's great. Now I
Mm.
can change, I can pivot, I can do something a bit differently. But it's by going and um, having a sense of resilience, that I'm always in the right place at the right time. And I'm learning and evolving and shifting and changing and tweaking and developing using my own
Yeah.
senses, my own sensory awareness, right?
Yeah. Well, just when you was talking about that, I was thinking that's that the fear of failure.
Mm.
If you can reframe that fear of failure, you know, um, oh, I'm worried about not getting it right. I'm worried about what other people think. I'm worried about launching and it's not going to happen, or I'm worrying about the cost or any of that stuff. So if we can look at our perceived failure, because you haven't even freaking done it. So I don't know how you can fail if you haven't even done it, by the way. You're failing every day by not doing it, ish.
Mm.
To be being very hard. But if you can flip that failure quotation into feedback, that just shifts that moves mountains. And with every step you're refining, you're tweaking, you're twisting,
Yeah.
and that allows you to focus on the journey over the perfection.
And it allows you to celebrate the steps as opposed to the overarching
Yeah.
end goal. But
Yeah.
you and I have talked about this before. I always like to think of that word fail, FAIL, as first attempt in learning.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I'm saying, is I'm totally willing to try something out and go, oh, yeah, that didn't work. Good. What's
Yeah.
what's the
Well,
next interpretation?
see, you know what? The word that comes into here is trust.
Yes, it does.
And
Absolutely.
when we talk about reframing that fear, and you said always in the right place at the right time, which I really love that. Really, really love that, because
Mhm.
we are, and that goes back to that trust and safety.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
safe
because
for me.
even
It's safe
even
for
though
me
we,
to try this. It's
yeah,
safe for me to reach out to Moira or Deb. It's safe for me to do my hand on heart. It's safe for me to celebrate. Like life's not going to destroy me because I'm celebrating making a decision that I get to have 4 chapters in my book. Like,
hmm,
it's safe for me and to trust that
yeah,
they're big. They're big.
they're huge, because the thing about trust is it's having an implicit faith within you, knowing that life's flowing through you. And
Mm.
okay, so you can't see the big ta-da, the big golden uh end, but it's
Yeah,
there.
can't see the fireworks yet, but I know they're
But
there.
it exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
can't hear them going off just yet, but I know it's I just keep doing my stuff.
So
and it
even if
will.
you only get 2 of the chapter titles, not 4, then throw the fireworks out. Bring the fireworks
Yes,
out. So like,
yes,
yeah, and I think you're right. And trust and safety, and that is a big, big, big one. Now, that's a whole podcast.
absolutely is. Yeah, it's something that because and that can sometimes be derailed by, yeah, but you didn't think about this. You know, the inner dialogue
But
that we get.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's what I used
yeah,
to say. Like, make sure you don't get caught by the yeah, buts.
yeah, but yeah, but there has to be. Why you not created a cartoon character? Yeah, but Moira,
I
there you go.
should. I
You create
should.
should. Did you hear that word, people? I would love you, Moira, to create a year but cartoon character that, I think about Pac-Man coming along and eating all that,
That's
like, yeah,
funny because
but
I remember talking to a client many years ago and I said it was like a tail, a dog's tail.
You're listening to Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, here to help listeners unlock their full potential so they can thrive, not just survive. They've shared some very powerful insights so far, so it's time to take a moment to breathe, reflect, and jot down any key takeaways. What's one piece of advice that stands out to apply right away? Before wrapping up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from everyone. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback, and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how listeners are putting these insights into practice. Let's dive back in and finish strong.
The yeah, but because it was just like
oh yeah.
kept wagging. Yeah, but, yeah, but, yeah, but.
Yeah, but, yeah, but, yeah, but, yeah, but, yeah, but, yeah, but. But it is, when you hear that, yeah, but just pause. It's
Yeah,
okay to stop, stop and just go, okay, what's the truth around here? And I think, I'm just going to throw another one in the truth. Be accountable to your own words, your thoughts, your actions, like really step up because you're only lying to yourself and that's not a
yeah,
healthy place to be. So be truthful. When we go back to all of these steps that I've got, should I do this? Says who? Be truthful. You
yeah.
know, I get to do this. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. Then be truthful. Like it's okay to be truthful. Um,
And
because you're the one who has to live every day with that decision.
and because I'm thinking about that sometimes when we're not being truthful and that we're sort of saying, oh, I'm going along with this because I'm trying to keep the peace or I want this person to approve of me or like me. It's about having a willingness. Not everybody's going to like you, by the way.
Yeah. Hello,
And
wake
it's
up.
okay. It's okay. But you creating a fashion of you that's to adapt to something else, that's not going to help you.
Yeah.
Ultimately, your path, your truth is yours. And
Mm,
you're not here to convince others
mm.
that you're right. You feeling in your own heart. So I have this visual in my head of the crowd walking one direction and like everybody's going that way and then this one person says, no, I'm going this way.
Yeah.
Are you
Well,
willing to walk the path alone?
alone.
Because
Yeah.
you know beyond the shadow of a doubt, this is my truth. This is the right place. It's so important. We're not sheep. And it's so important when we release the impulse to put things off or to compare ourselves to others or to even stuff down what we really wish for or what we really aspire to. And we go, I put the
Yeah,
aspire.
the whole hands went up. Well, when we were talking about this, when you said you're willing to walk the path on your own, and we talked about being truthful, is this actually important to you? This thing that you're procrastinating on,
Yeah, yeah,
is it really important to you? Because the truth is, if I said to you, Maura, I want to do this and I want to do it in 2 days and you're all in, we can get it done in 2 days. But if it's not important to Maura or me and I'm like, oh, I'm just putting in a fantasy, unrealistic expectation out there. So I think when it comes to that truthful, I find procrastination happens on things that aren't important to us.
yes.
there's some other priority. Oh, well, I couldn't do that because my family got ill. Oh, I couldn't do that because I need to pick my child up from daycare.
Mm,
Oh, I couldn't do that because I hadn't eaten all day, so I needed to eat. I couldn't do that. Like the truth is, you didn't frickin' want to do it.
yeah,
It's not that important. So that truthfulness is so important to really open your eyes, wake up, and that's going to expand you the most is being truthful. Am I procrastinating because I don't want to do it? Am I procrastinating because my boss has told me to do it? Or like,
yeah.
like all of those things?
Mm,
Be truthful to yourself because you're the only one who's got to get through from that.
absolutely. And so those types of questions are best asked while we've got our hand over our heart,
Oh, yes,
so that
yes.
we can really
Otherwise, you're
drop
going into the
into that.
masculine brain, which just takes you into
Yep.
a whole spiral.
It's like that. Yes, of course I want to do it. Well,
Yeah.
no, maybe your heart's going, let's just sit for a moment and contemplate. And what do you
Yeah.
want to feel? How
Mm.
does it make you? I haven't used that question for a wee while.
Oh,
How does this make me feel about me? So,
yeah.
learning to release the procrastinator impulse. How does it make me feel about me when I keep putting something off and don't find the time for it? Well, it makes me feel like um, it's time to sit in with me and say, okay, Moira, what is it you really want here?
Yeah, it's time to wake up. It's time to get the truthful.
Yes, yes,
And
tell the truth.
yeah, yeah.
Um, how does it make me feel when I'm and maybe it's because I've allowed a past mindset or a past inherited belief to kind of come in and direct the show without me, because those kind of things can be a wee bit sneaky, can't they?
Hmm. I know, and well, it can creep up and it can sideswipe you.
Yeah, yeah.
Can it can creep up and sideswipe you. There, yeah, true. I can't believe we get to the look. We're actually going to have to wrap up in a minute, by the way, people, because as I look at the timer, I'm so good at this. My negative self-talk. Yes, fully admit, I just said that. But being truthful, just is a beautiful wrapping of all of that
Yeah, it
with
really
with
is.
with and I look at my tips that we've written down, the first one, come into your heart coherent, and then the last one, being truthful about that.
A
um
beautiful bookend.
I know it just
Mm,
it feels just your heart is in there
yeah,
now. Listeners, if you've listened to us before, thank you for coming back, because these wrap ups, we sort of add in a little bit more.
yep,
They're
we do.
not really they're not really exact bullet point of what we said. We might just throw a few different stories
Kind of a synopsis of it.
because we're not rigid.
Nope.
Well, are we rigid? I'm trying to find a
Rigid,
place where I'm rigid.
rigidly fluid.
Rigidly, yeah. We're rigidly fluid here. We're rigidly fluid. That's what we are. That's what
Yes,
we are.
yes.
So as we rigidly fluid go into this, grab your note-taking device, people, because um we're going into our tasks,
Our tasks, our
our tips,
tips, our
our
tips.
tips. Yeah. Uh, so the first one we had was a beautiful one where Moira opened our podcast conversation about coming into our heart coherent, and how she just put her hand on her heart and she spoke some beautiful words that really allowed us to ground ourselves. And if you can do that every day,
Hmm.
start your day with that, end your day with that, and then sprinkle it throughout your day. Don't
Yep,
just think it's going to have
yep,
you once.
yep.
Uh, Sprinkle it throughout your day. But if you can just put your hand on your heart and come into that heart coherent, it grounds you and allows you to go, what's important for me right here, right now?
Mhm.
What is important? And let your mind wander. Let your
Yep.
mind wander.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. The next one was where you were talking about the time frame. And I liked what you said, that there's two types of time frame, the realistic one and yours.
Yep.
But
Yep.
this is where you were talking about committing to doing just 5 minutes. So
Mm,
if you have a time frame for something and you're like, oh, I don't want to do it, but it's going to take forever, just do 5 minutes. And
mm.
sometimes we can do just 5 minutes and it's kind of like, oh gosh, look, I only have another 5 minutes left to do. Might as well just get it done.
Yeah.
Right?
That 5 minute rule is getting things off my list quickly. And
Hmm.
you're not overthinking. This is
Yeah.
it. When you're just like, oh, just give it 5 minutes. Oh, it's only going to take another 2 minutes. I can get this done.
Yep.
Boom, done, tick.
Yep.
Instead of, I need another, where am I going to find another 5 minutes? Let me try and find another 5 minutes. Well, actually, it's not. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. It's got that little bit of a push in that. Commit to it.
Yep.
Commit to it because you're honorable. I'm going to say the next two I've missed out.
Oh, really?
So sad. I was like, damn, I should have got Moira to start the first one.
Oops.
The
Well,
next two I've missed out.
the next one was where I was talking, and it was a follow-on from you talking about the 5-minute rule, was the thing of saying if the goal is too big, that can actually create the procrastinator impulse in itself. So my suggestion was to break it into smaller goals. That's when we were talking about how do you eat an elephant?
Oh, eat an elephant. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But this is a bit created quite a breakthrough for me quite recently, where I was looking at something and oh gosh, that's just going to take forever. And I kept watching myself do
You
that.
can even feel that whole, it's going to take
Yeah.
forever. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah. I
Yeah.
can feel that. Yeah.
And so then it was like, oh look, I can just do this today. And so it was like creating these little action steps. And that actually then starts making you feel like, oh gosh, look, I can do this. Right?
Yeah. I think that's and I would reference that as to break your task into glitter-sized pieces.
Yes, I like that one too. Glitter-sized pieces.
Glitter-sized pieces. Yeah, that's it. You're going to celebrate, which from what Moira had said, so I definitely listened, I just didn't write it down. But you're going to celebrate the action, not just the completion. And when we can celebrate the journey and enjoy the car ride and the journey, not just, oh my God, we're here, we can celebrate the actions, not just the completion. That fills your heart up.
Yeah, it does.
Time disperses when you're inspired and alive. You know, if you're watching cricket, it might be painful. But if you're watching a different sport, like
If you're
water
watching
polo,
hockey, it might be different.
yeah, exactly. There's different to it. Nothing against the cricket players, nothing against the cricket players or those who watch cricket. I'm just saying. But if you can focus on that action, celebrate that action, not just the completion, it allows time to disperse a lot quicker.
Yes. The next one that I wrote down was to remember that we are beings, not doings. And that's when you said to pause and have a glitter pause. See, glitter and celebration kind of got woven in a couple of tips I think in our conversation.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. But that's such an important part too, because that procrastinator impulse, it can be coming from, I have to get things done, I have to keep hustling, I have to, well, maybe you don't. Right? So it's about finding the rhythm and the balance. And each one of us are wired differently for our own capacity of being and doing. And I think that that's a fundamental purpose of our lives, is to find out and walk in alignment with the truth of what is your alignment of being and doing, creating and imagining, right?
Yeah, and that brought us onto our next tip is it's okay to change your mind.
Yeah.
It's like it's okay to change your mind, even if it's set in concrete, you can still smash the concrete. Like you can change your mind, go, you know what, I'm going to actually do this tomorrow. I'm not going to do it today because my heart doesn't feel in alignment or I'm a little bit out of sorts. It's
Yeah, we talked about
did I miss PEMS?
Yeah, well, because that actually came straight from the PEMS, that it's okay to change your mind if you've done your PEMS check-in, you've checked in physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, and go, I just don't have the bandwidth. So from there we said it is okay to change your mind.
So I'm going to throw the other one in there that I missed, and that was your PEMS. Just exactly what Moira said, your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, and being aware of those, rate them on a 0 to 5. Or a 0 to 10. Where are you? Well, no wonder I don't want to do it because I'm
exhausted.
Because I'm 11 out of 10 on sleep. I got no sleep last night. So no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to answer that question. And that, yeah, totally. Okay. Because I was like, where's my PEMS on my list? My PEMS. The PEMS is just a quick 30-second, 20-second self-assessment. If that.
Yep. Evolving your self-awareness. The next one I have is where we were talking about replacing should with choose or get to or love to. So, and this is where we went into, or actually I'm going to bring it up because I brought this up afterwards, but whenever, because I know you're going to do it, I do it. Whenever
I
you
love
feel
it.
yourself saying, I should do this, who said it?
Yeah.
Says who?
Says who?
Says who?
Says who comes that pounding voice. Says who? Comes
Yeah,
in.
you have
Yeah.
to say it like that.
You do. I do. I actually say it.
Yeah.
Or I actually go, where's the evidence? That's my way. Where's the evidence?
Yes, you say,
That's
where's
my-
the evidence? And I say, says who?
Yeah. Where's the evidence? What's
Yep.
that? Yeah. And it does come in that I perceive, growing up it was that God authoritative voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Says
Well, you
who?
see, that's what makes you giggle, and then don't take yourself so
Yeah.
seriously, right?
Yes. Well, we haven't got that on there. Don't take things personally or seriously.
That's
So
right.
this is what happens when we go grab your note-taking device. We're doing the tips. We're just going to throw in another two.
Yeah,
So
we
I'm
go off
throwing
on
in
another
another two.
tangent.
Don't take life seriously and don't take it personally because I tell you what, says who? We say it. Moira and I say it. Yeah. Where's the evidence? You've already got the evidence, but it is. That just even the giggle. Yeah. Yeah. But the question from that, I just want to go, says who? I'm going to have a playful day today now. It's going to come in. The next one I have down here is the 3 questions.
Mhm.
And they are short, sharp, direct, straight to the point. No, there's no time to procrastinate on it. Procrastination is a delay. There's no time. And the 3 questions are, is this good for me? Is this good for others? And do I want to do it? Do I want to?
Yep.
It's
They
that
all
simple, but
have to be hell yes.
yeah, they have to be a pom-pom yes. Like,
Mhm.
woohoo! If there's any doubt, if you even have to think about it, so everybody now, just think of a particular thing you've got on your list that you're procrastinating about. Right now, everyone, just go there. On that list, yep, I know it. I just turn to the side and I look at my pile of paperwork. Is this good for me? Is it good for you, people? Yep or no? And if it's a no or a pause, you're not answering the next 2. So is it good for me? Answer. Is it good for others? Answer. Do I want to do it?
Nah.
Answer. Yeah. Then I tell you what, it goes into the 4 Ds. Dump,
That's right.
defer, delegate, or what was it? Dump, defer,
Or do
delegate, or do it. Yeah, yeah.
it.
Or actually do it.
Just do it.
How did I forget that one?
That's funny.
But the did we all get an answer on that, on those 3 questions? Is this good for me? Is this good for others? Do I want to do it? It's that quickly. Yes, 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 or yes, no, that's it. Like
Yep.
as soon as it's a no or a maybe, that's it. It can be that. It's that quick. Yeah.
It's such a beautiful energy check-in, and it clears everything away because I don't know about you, but if once I run those questions, I don't have to think about it anymore.
It's done.
Done.
It's a one and done. It's like, okay, done. Move on. I don't
Yeah.
have to no overthinking. It's just maybe it's practice we do that. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. But people, let us know. It's once you're
Mhm.
done, do you actually go back and check again or it's done, one and done. Tick the box. Yeah.
Tick the box.
Yeah.
The next one I have, and I told you that celebrating and glittering and giggling
Yeah.
wove through these because
Wove
that's
through
what we
here.
did, was to have gratitude. Like, so if something comes up, it says who, something comes up, right? So you say, I should do this. It says who.
Mhm.
But maybe it's some like an inherited belief. Oh, it's because my mother always said this. Well, maybe that's something that's presenting it or coming up for you as a gift for you to process, to
Mm.
heal, to let
Mm.
go of. And so be thankful for that. Have some gratitude for it. Cool, look at what's coming up.
Look what
Right?
I get to do.
Look
Woohoo.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I love the celebrating gratitude, but because, as we added in earlier, life doesn't have to be serious.
Mm-mm.
No matter what job or no matter what role you've got, the president, the prime minister, Doesn't have to be serious. There's serious moments, and then life can be fun. You're a coach, it can be fun.
Yep.
You know, you're a funeral director, it can be fun. Like it doesn't have to be so
serious.
Yeah, that voice. It's that God voice. I say God voice. You know, "Du-du-du-du," I hear it. I'm like, uh-oh. But it is. It doesn't
Oh,
have
I'm
to
in
be.
trouble.
Yeah, yeah. Surprise. Or surprise, you're in trouble. The gratitude and celebrate is a beautiful one. The next one we talked about is comparing to others. Comparison. And there was the two parts of that comparing. Be aware that you're not comparing to others because they're on their journey. You don't know what they're going through. You know, think about the social media. You're only showing the highlight reels over the bloopers. But then also be cautious or be aware, not cautious, be aware that other people will compare you to others. So there's not just you're already comparing yourself. Hey, heck yes. And then other people throw their, oh, but you're not like your sister. You're not like you know, your new girlfriend's not like your last girlfriend. Like, you know, you can imagine all of these things. Watch that comparison that other people do.
Yeah, don't take it on.
Yeah, don't take anything personally and have fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
Because
rules.
that comparison is a soul destroyer. Is one if you let it onto your train and your journey. Yeah.
Yeah. And from that one, that's where I said that always remember, always, always, always remember, you are the author of your story. And so you don't want to be comparing yourself to somebody else or taking on somebody else's comparisons or agendas or projections. Is no, I get to craft it and rewrite it as many times as you want, right?
I'm just going to add something into this comparison here because I found this out recently and I'm a little bit excited about it. I don't know if I say excited. I don't know if it's a great thing to have, but someone said to me recently, if you had all your problems and you wrote them on a piece of paper and you put them into a pot and you're in a group and everyone put all their problems with everything in and they put them into a pot and you picked them out, you would take your problems every time. And I was like, you know what? I probably would take my problems to other people's problems because what people come to me for coaching for and for you, Maura, you're like, hell no, I wouldn't take that on.
Yeah,
Like, let
yeah,
me tell you, because
yeah.
you would take your own problems back when you see that comparison. So please don't compare yourself to others. And it's again, a reminder of that comparison. But yeah,
That's a good reminder.
I'd take my problems over anyone else's. But when clients come to me, I'm like, hell no, that's not, oh, phew, that's not mine. Let me deal with that.
I'll
But
hold space for you with that, but I'm not taking it on.
I'm not having, no, you're not passing that on. We're not doing swapsies here. Thank you. No, that's yours. And let me resolve that with you. Let me resolve that with you. But yeah.
No,
Um,
that's a good point. I like it.
no.
The next,
And
huh?
the next one?
Fear of failure.
Yeah.
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 And that's where I always remind you, first attempt in learning. Sometimes we hold ourselves back from doing something. Oh my gosh, but I'm going to fail. But this is what we were both talking about, that we both are willing to fail. It's like step forward, try it out. If it works, great. If it doesn't, it's great.
Yeah, that's it. If it doesn't, great.
Yeah. At least I know that's not for me. But
Yeah.
that helps us go into that. How does this make me feel about me? We can only do that when we actually step into it, not ruminate and contemplate, right?
Yeah.
To a degree, but you still have to go step inside. Do you like this role? Do you like this goal? Do you like this uh, environment? You
Yeah.
have to go there.
You've got to, yeah, and I guess that's you feel it, you know. And I know we talked about, Moira was saying always in the right place at the right time. I really love that. And it brought out the two tips that I did side by side. Oh, I don't know if I did them, you did them. Trust and safety.
Yeah.
It's about trusting that you're safe where you are. I'm in the best place at the right time, always in the right place at the right time. When you start saying these things to yourself, it ingrains into you. Now, I'm not saying you need to do it at 10 o'clock every day for the rest of your life. I'm always in the right place at the right time because one and done, but it's great to just have that in your memory bank.
Yeah.
Just to go, oh, this is interesting. I don't feel safe here. What's going on here? No, actually, you know what? I remember Moira and Deb saying you're safe. You're always in the right place at the right time. Actually, yep, okay.
Yep.
That's how I feel. But having a level of trust, you can always go back to your memory bank and look at a time when something you think hasn't worked out and look at how did it work out? What beauty, what flowers did you get from growing those weeds?
Yeah.
What was that? And that can just reframe your mindset to go, actually, there was beauty in that thing that happened. There
Yep.
was beauty. And that's just going to allow you to go, okay, next time I'm going to trust
Yep.
because I can see the beauty now. But you are safe and you can trust it.
Yep. I like that a lot. And that led us into truth. So you talked
Mm,
about trust, but the truth, to be accountable to yourself, to tell
mm.
yourself the truth. And that's when I said too that sometimes when you're asking yourself, do I want to do this? Yes or no? But I
Yeah.
actually really like, and I do this, is hand on my heart to actually allow the wisdom of my heart to be honored and accessed rather than the over blah 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 that comes in my head.
Yeah.
Because I want my heart to lead the way,
Yeah.
not allow me to get, you know, detoured off because of some kind of overzealous mind chatter, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Truthful, I love that. I've definitely got, are you willing to walk the path on your own?
Yeah.
Just keep sitting in my heart from this. And yes, I am.
Yes.
Yes, I am. Collaborations work, collaborations don't work. And when they don't work, it's okay to step and pause aside. Don't worry, Maura and I are not breaking up our
Yes.
collaboration. I'll just say that as it came out, I went, no, 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 no. Maura and
Not
I
this one.
you know,
Not this one.
what do you mean, not this one? What do you mean? What do you mean? Overthinking. Oh no, now what does Moira think about me? No.
You know
Yeah,
I love you.
yeah, yeah. We definitely have a beautiful bond together, and I think that's the thing. Just knowing
Yeah.
what feels right in your soul. We all know these answers to these things. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Anyway,
do. There's the trust.
yeah, trust. Absolutely. Trust again. So, listeners, that is our strategies to learn to release the procrastinator impulse. And I'm actually just going to change the title now. Learn to release the procrastinator impulse is strategies to release the procrastinator impulse. There is no learning here. There is no learning. You have it written down. It's done. Do it.
Done
Okay,
and done.
people? Done and done. Um, I will ask Moira to pull a tea bag. Now, I was in Denver recently and I had to giggle because we were sitting there and a lady goes, we had a debrief of our meeting, and she goes, oh, do you mind if I just share this little quote that I came across today? And I went, oh, I'm up for quotes. What's the quote? She goes, it came from a tea bag. And I went, I bet you that's the Yugi tea bag. I know those. We don't get those in New Zealand. And anyway, it was the most beautiful quote. And at the end of our beautiful meeting, she did this quote, and it landed so much that there wasn't a dry eye in the room from
Oh,
the people. And I went, oh, and then I realized Moira was here. I called in Moira with my
oh, that's
beautiful
so
feedback.
cool.
So she was in my little debrief session in Denver.
In
So
Denver. I love it.
yeah, I know the tea bags. So what's the quote we've got today
So
from
the
the
quote, and I love there's I think you'll love this because the word trust is in this one. The purpose of life is to know yourself, love yourself, trust yourself, and be yourself.
oh oh
It's
um
goosebumps on that one. I think
yeah
that was so woven into our conversation right now.
oh just didn't have the word glitter in it. Yeah.
Or giggle.
Yeah, glitter or giggle, yeah, that's it. The G spot. Oh, that's
Isn't that
beautiful.
awesome? The purpose of life is to know yourself, love yourself, trust yourself, and be yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, oh. Well, what a way to wrap up learning to release the procrastinator impulse. Whew.
Mm.
And I'm going to ask listeners, what I'm going to ask you is because we know that you liked this. We know that you're here to the very, very end. So Are you truly in the game or just sitting on the sidelines? Are you truly in the game or sitting on the sidelines? And after today's conversation, what's the one inspired action you're going to take to move closer to your vision? What is that one inspired action that we've shared today, or a new one, or something that you're going to take that's going to move you closer to your vision? Moira and I are here for you. This is our Deliciously Motivated Mindset podcast / conversation / giggle Zoom / realness, whatever, give you a little bit of warmth in your day, whatever you want to label it. But we thank you for showing up. If you have any questions, we are here for you. We have been ourselves for over, is it 80 or 90 years? I keep asking this one.
I can't remember. We need to go back to those numbers. I think it's 80.
We should.
We should.
Listeners, if you've listened to us before, can you just do it in the chat for us? That would be great. Thank you. But we are here for you. We are exceptionally great at what we do. We are here to share our wisdom with you with one-on-ones if that's what you'd like to do.
Yep.
So that is us signing off on our Learn to Release the Procrastinator Impulse. Thank you very much. Thank you, Moira, for today. And thank you for you being in the sun and me not.
Yeah.
Okay?
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you, dear Deb. Thank you, dear listeners. Talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, where the mission is to help listeners unlock their full potential and thrive, not just survive. As the episode comes to a close, they trust you've gained some powerful insights. If you haven't already, take a moment to reflect on one key takeaway that you'll apply right away. Before we wrap things up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from you. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how you're putting your insights into action. Thanks for listening, and remember to keep thriving.